Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Pulse Podcast here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We got a packed house and we are live inside the studio. That's right, we're back here in the back studio, back home, back at it where we belong. Nate Mullins, Zach Dillon, Eric Hall, and of course, the wizard, Greg Kinn, keeping us live on the ones and twos. Thanks for tuning in here with us. Share the video, like, follow, subscribe, all the platforms. You know what to do, folks. Guys, it's been a while since we've been on board with this one, and we got a lot to talk about. There's quite a bit we got to talk about. I mean, the last time we had a Pulse podcast, December 12th, I believe, was the last one. You believe it's almost been a month?
Off for the holidays there?
We took a little break. You know, it's hard to get these guys on the same page sometimes. I feel like this is supposed to be a podcast where all the guys from Heart of Ohio Sports get together. We just kind of hang out and shoot the shit for a little bit, you know? But I feel like with everybody's schedules, Mondays just don't really work out that well for some of you guys, you know? And the holidays really didn't work out that well. So I'm just happy to be back in here, back at it again. And like I said, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get at it. Zach, it's been a while since I've seen you, man. How's your holiday vacay?
Holiday vacay, phenomenal. I don't know. It's not a vacation really if you're going back home.
Right.
So it's the opposite of a vacation.
Stay. I don't know what you want to call it.
Anti-vacation.
Anti-vacation. Well, hey, I mean,
homecation.
Do you look forward to going home?
Well, yeah. It's nice to get a break. I'm still in college, so going back to Michigan, surrounded by people who love me, and a whole lot of sad Detroit Lion fans.
Yeah, that was. I mean, but hey,
and sad U of M fans.
You got something to cheer about yesterday. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But Lions fans had a lot to cheer about last night. I was a Lions fan last night.
Yeah, that was fun.
I think we all were.
Most of America was. Yeah. I think there was a few people that were like, I like Aaron Rodgers. But other than that, everybody's like, fuck that.
FTP.
But yeah, a lot of stuff happened over Christmas break. We got snowed in. Like the day before Christmas, Everybody just got snowed in, and I don't think anybody really did anything for Christmas. Unless you got there 2 days beforehand, you were pretty much stuck for Christmas and Christmas Eve. Like, right? Am I right?
No.
You went out and did stuff in a level 3?
Yeah, I took a little trip on Christmas Eve, remember?
A little trip inside your own home? No, I'm just playing.
No, I took a little trip to Cleveland on Christmas Eve.
I know you did. Well, you had fun.
That was dumb.
But
that was dumb.
Not a whole lot of fun.
It was
fun until the end.
It was fun and just
went viral for all the wrong reasons.
The experience of we're on our way there, and I'm going. It's still a level 3, and we're not even supposed to be doing this right now. But and seeing all the accidents that we saw on the way there, and it was a treacherous drive. But and then getting there and all the layers that we had to do. The layers were insane to stay warm. And just the whole experience was pretty cool, being out there for what I heard was the third coldest game in Browns history.
Third coldest game in Browns history.
Yep, I think it was negative 22 or something at one point.
And you were standing out there in a Santa suit.
Oh yeah, your Santa suit actually. With probably 8 layers underneath of it, a winter coat, and then my Santa suit. So I stayed completely warm the entire time. My toes started getting cold. I stuffed some hot hands, little toe warmers in there. That was good.
Nice. Okay. So, yeah. You at least you enjoyed some of that experience, except for the end. Now, did you enjoy going viral? I heard you were on Sports Center. Somebody told me you were on Sports Center.
Yeah, it was a very sad Santa. Sad Santa is it's funner to say sad Santa. I was a very pissed off Santa, though. It's a more appropriate verbiage for it. But yeah, I was just after the game. I got tickets in the second row, and by the fourth quarter, I went down to the front row because there was empty seats in front of us. The guys there left, so I went down to the front row, and within 30 seconds of being down in the front row, I was on the jumbotron with in my Santa suit.
We didn't have anybody else to put up there.
Yeah. And then
everybody else already left. It's like negative 20. Eric's the only person that stuck around for that long.
No, they did make anybody that was still up in the upper levels, they made them come down at halftime. They went up there and said, "You guys are nuts. There's plenty of open room. You guys come down to the lower level."
Wow. So they were just giving away better tickets. Like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
I know you paid $5
yeah.
for this ticket, but come on down
That
here.
stadium was only half full, and there was still people. I mean, not even just the bottom bowl, but like people were all the way in the 500 level. And as the game's going on, I'm looking around. You'd still pick out the random people, and I was like, why are they still up there? Like, look around. Just go pick a seat somewhere else. And then after halftime, I noticed there was no one else up there, and I wasn't sure if it's because they were cold and just came down, or if they got told. But I heard later that Brown's crew did go out and tell them that you guys need to come down here and find a better seat.
No kidding. Stetson Bennett is going to be the player of this game. I can tell right now.
I did not expect.
How's it going out there? I can't see it from in here. So
17-7 right now, Georgia on top of TCU. We're watching this one unfold. It's in the second quarter. And, Georgia just looks like they are tuned in right now. TCU, hey, they're happy to be here, right?
Which is happening.
But no, Eric, your Christmas break was nice. New Year's, obviously, we were all kind of tuned into the same thing on New Year's, but in different places, watching that Buckeyes and Georgia game and, watching the ball drop, the football, that is.
Yep, literally.
Wide left.
It dropped as the ball dropped. I heard somebody say that he
literally
kicked it in 22, and that ball landed in 23.
I can back that up because at the bar, we were at the Viaduct for the watch party with the over-under guys. And literally, we're watching this unfold, and he's lining up for the kick, and they start counting 10, 9, and he's doing the sidestep. And I'm like, is he really going to kick this right at the right at the ball drop? And he kicked it. There's 2 seconds. There's a 2, and he kicked it. And literally the ball's in the air in 2022 and hit the ground in 2023. Man, it was just, I don't know.
I didn't even
Insane.
know. I didn't even know it was close to midnight. I had no clue. I was so tuned into the game. And then as soon as it was over and I was just standing there with my hands on my head like this, somebody goes, "Happy New Year!" And I was like, no, come on.
Yes. Greggy, what were you doing for the new year?
I was spending some time with the family. My sister had a little gathering, and she was like, "Hey, since you weren't here for Christmas, get your behind over here and party with us for New Year's." And I was like, "Okay."
Wait, you
And
weren't there for Christmas? What were you doing on Christmas?
Oh, driving past all those accidents like Eric was talking about on the way to Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I tell you, I have never seen so many scary looking cars just abandoned, like off the highway, all the way up into the trees, like in the middle of the highway.
It was wild,
bro. I'm
man.
telling you, like these people, it was like Disney on ice for cars, just like whoop, 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 everywhere off the road. It was crazy looking. But I mean, I drove really, really slow and I made it safe and spent Christmas in Texas, had a little fun.
Good deal.
Came back here, and like I said, for New Year's, I was at my sister's. She had a whole bunch of people at her house, actually, and they were totally watching the game, and I was like, what's happening? I thought Ohio State had already lost for some reason. Like, I peeked in the room, and I saw them, like, showing this graphic. It said, like, oh, the post-game show coming up next, and, like, it showed Ohio State's, like, quarterback just walking around, like, looking sad, and I was like, oh, man, they already lost. And I was like, wait, no, they didn't lose. There's still time left. There's still time left. And, yeah, I watched the kick and broke my heart, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, Stetson Bennett, 2 rushing touchdowns.
2
Are you
rushing
kidding me?
tutties.
Somebody made a lot of money on that bet, I bet.
Yeah, if anybody was
my.
dumb enough to have 2 rushing touchdowns for Stetson Bennett, well, you're not dumb. You're a genius. Yeah.
Rich man right
That would have
now.
won you a lot of money, I bet. But yeah, I think we all had a good time over the Christmas, New Year break. I was with the over-under guys on New Year's. Stayed in Christmas Eve. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't even bother. I didn't even look at my car. I was like, we're not even going outside. I'm not doing that. But yeah, it was a nice change of pace because usually Christmas Eve, I feel like because I have kids and because we have different families, we go 2 different places on Christmas Eve, sometimes 3 different places, and it just feels like you're stretched thin. This year it was like really, I don't know, it was really peaceful. I liked it. I was like, I could get used to this. But no, it was fun. Got a lot of, I think the kids got, the Christmas that they wanted maybe not, that they needed, I guess. Maybe not what they wanted, everything. Because, I mean, if kids got everything they wanted, I'd be absolutely flat broke. But anyways, let's get into start talking about football. NFL, we're now over. Regular season done. Finished. Week 18, let's get down. Let's talk about week 18. Recap the action here. Let's start out with the game that obviously all of us were watching. Zach, you're a Steelers fan, so how do you feel?
Well,
9-8. Tomlin finishes with a winning season. Now, we talked about this, I think, like 6 weeks ago, the last time we talked about this, and you were under the impression that the winning season streak was going to end. At that time, I think 4-8 is where you guys were at. You won the last 5 games, right? The Steelers did?
yeah. They went 7-2 down the stretch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching 3 different games during that Steelers game. I was watching the Patriots-Bills game close.
Well, obviously.
Steelers-Browns, Dolphins-Jets game.
Oh, you were actually watching that?
Yep, I had both monitors up.
Ooh, that was a nail biter.
It was.
But that was fun to watch, wasn't it?
You can't score more than 3 goddamn points. Joe Flacco, the elite quarterback, is, oh my goodness. Jesus.
Or he could beat
Still
the
giving
Browns.
gif's the AFC North.
This is
all
the
these
Joe
years
Flacco
later.
revenge. From all those years we beat him up as a Raven. He's like, I
funny.
can't play him, but I'll get one. But about if you're asking me how do I feel about the state of the team, man, they played out of their minds down the stretch. 7-2, like I said, and there was a lot to feel good about. You feel good about young guys playing well in big moments. That happened. You feel well, like you went 9-8 in a rebuild year with a rookie quarterback, and you have 2 picks in the first round.
Okay.
Well, pick 32 from the Bears is not technically the first round this year, but anyway, you got to feel really, really good about the state of the team as a Steelers fan, and it's nice to see that Deshaun Watson put up the exact same numbers Baker Mayfield put up in their last game versus the Steelers.
Oh, yeah?
Except for Deshaun Watson is getting paid a lot more money.
Well, I will say Baker had 4 years in that system to put up those gaudy, disgusting numbers at the end of his career. So I'll give Deshaun a couple more years, at least a year more. I want to give him next year before I make any judgments on who he is or who he's going to be in a Browns uniform, because we'll talk about that. Let's just dive right in. I mean, you talk about the Steelers. I mean, the state of the Steelers seems like most Steelers fans are pretty happy about the end of the season and how it all, culminated.
Yeah, you did what you could, and again, Kenny Pickett played so well. He stopped turning the ball over. He was Kenny Clutch, right?
Yeah.
He had those 2 game-winning touchdown drives, and he played well in the Browns game, and so this is kind of certified for me that Kenny Pickett is the guy for Pittsburgh. Like, this is the right draft pick. And now I think that the Steelers are immediately a contender again if TJ Watt stays healthy. But that's a different story, I think.
Season statistics here for Kenny Pickett: 2,404 yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
Yep. And then you take a look at those numbers, right? So first,
But he threw
he started out the
7
season-
of those interceptions in
That's
his
what I was
first
gonna say.
4 games.
Yep.
yeah. And what were those games? They were
Jets
Jets,
Dolphins. And the Bills.
Bills. Yep.
And they played the Buccaneers. He didn't have a pick in that one, but
I'm trying to think- it was the Dolphins game that he came in and right. He's trying to make a play, be a hero, and he threw a game-ending pick. A lot of
3
those
picks in that one.
Yeah, those early interceptions were all because of how far the Steelers were playing from behind in most cases. Like the Bills game, he threw a couple. So
I think he's got some tools. I just don't know if he is necessarily built for the AFC North. I'll just say that.
Sure.
I say that he needs to add about 10, 15 pounds. I think if he's going to run the ball like he's going to, he already took a concussion in this season. Isn't that
Yeah.
what he missed a couple games for?
Yeah.
So I would say for him, he's got to add some weight and got to figure out ways to push the ball downfield a little bit better. Because I think that a lot of his throws in this offense were safe after those first few games. They didn't want to put him in a position to where he was making a bunch of mistakes, and they limited his big play potential. I think that last game, they kind of unleashed him a little bit. But if you looked at any of those games before that, a lot of his passes were within 10 yards. So I think next year and into the offseason, they're going to groom him a little bit better. These receivers, I really like the Steelers receivers, honestly. I hate saying that, but like I've always liked Deontay Johnson since he was a Rocket, and George Pickens was the guy I wanted in the draft for the Browns. Like,
Same.
I'm just being honest. That's the guy I wanted them to draft.
Same.
Well,
Number one.
the majority of the Steelers fan base right now is
You should be over the moon about George Pickens.
over the moon about George Pickens. Yes.
God.
Really, really low on, if not out on, Deontay Johnson.
Really?
Yeah, Deontay Johnson, if you want to look up his stats, something like 700 yards, 0 touchdown catches.
Yeah.
And a lot of that
But when
is-
your quarterbacks have only thrown 11 on the season,
Right, that's true. And a lot of it is Matt Canada, right? The play calling has been horrendous this season. I truly believe that.
that's a running theme I hear from all Steeler fans throughout the entire season is
And-
Matt
and-
Canada can go.
Yes. And it sounds like from Tomlin's press conferences, it sounds like it's not going to happen this offseason, which would be a travesty because I really think you have Kenny Pickett playing the entire season. You have a confident, competent offensive coordinator. TJ Watt stays healthy. I think you're a playoff team, and I think you're a pretty dangerous one.
Yeah.
So
I think TJ Watt staying healthy is going to be the key for this team for the near future for this team. I mean, he's
correct.
You've seen it with the bloodline of the Watts family of JJ Watt already had issues staying healthy. So maybe that might be an issue for TJ. He missed how many games this year because of the pec issue? That's the same injury that JJ had at one point in his career. I'm not saying that that's something that runs in the family, but like it's just the style of play that they have. They're both very violent. They just play so aggressive that it's gonna lead to injuries, and that's why obviously it's led to 77.5 sacks through 5 years, but it's also something to be concerned about if you're a Steeler fan going forward. That's something that I would be concerned about.
We do have a comment here from a random fan here.
Uh-oh.
Facebook username Joey Krajewski, I believe it is.
Krajewski?
Yeah.
What name is that?
Says the Steelers should keep Canada. They beat the Browns, bro. What do you mean?
Yes. They should give him an extension.
Yeah.
Well, I see that that the Browns are poking around at the Steelers coaches, so you can take Matt Canada.
No.
We'll keep Brian Flores.
No,
We'll be
no.
all squared away.
No, we're cool. Brian Flores, please. Can we talk about that? That'd be.
If I'm Brian Flores, the only job that I am accepting is a head coaching position.
If I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm gonna
hear me out, Zach.
I'm gonna throw a bunch of money at him to be the
Hear me
defensive
out.
coordinator.
Hear me out. Here's how I see these stars aligning for Brian Flores to become the Browns defensive coordinator. Here's how.
Okay.
I talked to Eric about this before. Oh, look at that. It pick. Max Duggan. Did you have that on your parlay pick from Max Duggan?
No, I could care less if he throws interceptions. I just
But-
need to get him some rushing yards.
This is how I see it playing out with Brian Flores.
Okay.
Say he takes the defensive coordinator job with the Cleveland Browns. Okay.
Okay.
6 games into next year, Browns start out 1-5. Stefanski's gone. Bye-bye. See ya. You had 4 years. You can't figure it out. Bye-bye.
This leash is short next
Now
year.
Brian Flores takes over as the head coach. What was he trying to do the last 2 years he was in Miami? Oh yeah, trade for Deshaun Watson. So, just saying, they have a connection. There's a history there. That's maybe not so far-fetched. That's all I'll say. That's just I'm just trying to connect dots here. And as a Browns fan, I am not completely sold on Stefanski, but I also know that he is still the best coach the Browns have had since they've come back. That's the cold hard fact that no Browns fan wants to admit today, Monday, January
admit
9th
today.
of 2023. Nobody wants to admit that right now, But that's the cold hard truth. He's the best coach they've had since they came back. He still has a winning record as a coach.
Yeah. Isn't it losing record? Was it Connor Roush in the group chat? We talked about this a little bit, and I think the entire consensus among Heart of Ohio sports employees is that Brian Flores deserves to be a head coach.
He does,
mean,
except for
Was it Connor?
I think it was Aaron Steyer.
Oh, Aaron
Steyer was like,
It was
does he
Steyer,
though?
Yeah, it was
but
the
I
other-
think
He went 22 and 23 as a starter.
I think he
starting
came
In
game
around.
Miami with like no resources.
Exactly.
Who was
All
tanking?
they were doing was accumulating
Tanking for
draft
Tua.
picks. Like that's all they were doing.
Yeah.
That dude went 8-8 2 years in a row, and it was like, how? How did he scrap together an 8-8 season out of that? Like, anyways,
The most intriguing job on the market is Arizona, and that is like
why
the dream
is that
job.
intriguing though? Like, other than the fact that it's in Arizona and it's a nice vacation destination for some old coach that wants to go there and play golf
Sure.
290 days a year.
I'll tell you why.
Other than that, it's a retirement community. We get that. Great job for somebody like Sean Payton. I get that. But other than that, who would want to come coach an Ewok?
Well, all right. So here's why the Arizona job is intriguing. You have Kyler Murray,
Nah.
who at the top of his game is, I
The
mean,
best Call of Duty player ever.
is the best Call of Duty player, right? I mean, he's one of these young guys that can run and throw the ball, and he's just fun to watch.
Okay.
You have an exciting young defense. Isaiah Simmons. You got
I like
rookies over
Isaiah
there.
Simmons. I did anyways coming out of college.
Yeah.
You have a stacked offense with DeAndre Hopkins and with
James
Yeah,
Conner.
exactly.
James
Yeah.
Conner. James Conner. I was
James
trying to think
Conner
of
has fit in
Hollywood
well
Brown.
there, man.
I couldn't think of his name. Hollywood Brown. James
Hollywood
Conner.
Brown.
is
Yeah, they
playing
gave up
great.
a first round pick for that guy.
Exactly. So
Yeah, you got that stacked offense full of
Exactly. Great.
Zach
That's
Ertz.
so perfect.
Yeah. And I think that organization, if it's anything that we've seen in the past, is probably going to give him a lot of roster control.
Okay.
Right?
I can see
mean,
that.
That's what happened with Cliff Kingsbury. So I would expect the same.
But I would also caution any coach that wants to go coach there. Just think about this, okay? There has not been one, and I repeat, one, never in the existence of the history of the Cardinals franchise. There's never been one coach to coach there longer than 6 years. Never. In the history of the Cardinals franchise.
Was not aware of that.
And they're one of the oldest franchises in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I saw that stat today, and I'm like, wow.
That is wild.
They just signed him to an extension through 2027 last year, and this guy's already getting fired. That's the next guy who wants that job. You better be pretty good, and you better stay good, because the minute you're not, you got.
So what? Just make sure that you get that contract first. You're still going to get paid.
This is
I mean,
true.
look how
Well,
much
no,
money-
he gets paid as
look
long
how
as he
much
doesn't
money
take another
Cliff-
NFL job. If he goes to college, he gets paid. But if he takes another NFL job, they don't have to pay him that money.
Cliff Kingsbury goes to U of M.
Why do you
John
think a lot of
Harbaugh
these head
goes to the
coaches take
Broncos.
coordinator jobs after they get fired? They don't want to go to another head coaching job because they want to keep getting paid.
Right.
They want to keep getting that money. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. Let's talk about that Lions-Packers game, because that was honestly, I don't know why, but I was just giddy at the fact that Aaron Rodgers was losing that game and they weren't going to make the playoffs. And like, I'm watching this game unfold here as I'm putting stuff away at the studio and like putting stuff up and like trying to decorate and everything. I'm like, man, why am I cheering for the Lions right now? Oh no, I'm not. I'm really just cheering against Aaron Rodgers. Like, that's all I'm doing right now. Like,
Yeah, it seemed like the entire nation were Lion fans.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
just-
without the state of Wisconsin.
he caught that. He
had a
caught
foot in.
that,
He had a
dude.
foot in.
He had a foot in.
McCartney?
why
McCockney?
That looked like you could have.
She hit me in McCockney.
Let's look.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Never
did
mind.
not.
Nope, never mind. He didn't get it in.
And he didn't control it all the way.
why did you guys want Rodgers to lose for? What do you got against Rodgers?
Okay,
I
I will
wasn't
say
rooting
this is
against
what I have
Rodgers.
against Rodgers. I hate how cocky he is. I hate how he's constantly,
goofy
I own the
guy.
Bears.
I love
and
him.
then like the week leading up to that Lions game, he's just, every interview, he's discounting them like they're nothing. Like, well, I tend to have a success against the Lions anyways. So did you see the video put out by the Lions today?
Yeah, I did see that from their Twitter.
Oh, man, that
I
was
missed that.
gold. Eric, you didn't see this? Greggy, could you wizard, please?
Yeah, give me a minute.
The Wizard Police.
No, Packers they were in a must-win situation. Win and get in.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Not the same
gonna
old
do that.
Lions anymore. Dan
No,
Campbell.
man, they're fun to watch. Too.
They are.
And it's
fun
all
to
headed
root
by
for.
Dan Campbell. That they get their energy from their head coach for sure.
That the interview that he had with that sideline reporter where he was like, we didn't want them to win. It was like, she's like, what do you say to your guys after you know your team's not in it? You guys aren't going to make the playoffs. He's like, well, we don't want them to go in either.
Yeah,
They're coming down with me.
Yes.
Okay, man.
That's what we want a coach to say. Like, for real.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you, man.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Did you see Jamal Williams post game interview?
No.
The raw emotion in that. I mean, he broke down crying, saying this was for.
Oh, I
this
did
was
see this.
for his great grandpa, and this
Yeah.
ball was for him, and then this, as hard as they worked, and just like that.
Mid-interview, he switches. It's like, that's what you get for doubting us.
Yeah. You don't come at the Lions like that. Everybody, I don't watch TV, but I heard. They don't come at the Lions like that. Just from tears streaming to a WrestleMania promo, man.
Cut
Like,
a promo
come at
mid-interview.
me, bro.
It was great.
It was awesome. I enjoyed it very much.
He is by far like the most loved player in that organization has maybe ever had.
And he's a defect from the Packers. That's great. I love it. Like, it's such a great story that, like, he was cast off from the Packers. Lions were like, come be a part of our organization. And he has embraced that organization.
Man,
Like, embraced his role within the organization.
And he's breaking Barry Sanders records. I mean,
That's
now he has the
unreal.
most career.
As a backup, too. He started the season as a backup.
Yep.
He still is a back. I mean,
Yeah, when Swift is healthy, he's a backup, for sure.
So he's just a player that you could put inside the 10-yard line. He's gonna find a way to score.
Yeah.
He's just it's so fun off the field too.
Did you find that video, Greggy? That's all good. But no,
Aiden Hutchinson continuing to play like really what should be defensive rookie of the year.
Oh yeah, I think
Maybe
so.
I mean Sauce
should be.
Gardner has a case. Obviously, Sauce has been maybe the best cornerback in the league so far.
Yeah.
But man, Aiden Hutchinson is he's dominant. He's just like flat out playing dominant in the same way like TJ Watt is. Those are two very similar players, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. You find it?
I was trying to figure out why I couldn't find it. It's on TikTok.
Ah. But no, I just, like I said, watching those Packers interviews the week leading up, watching Rodgers the way he was just being so cocky. Just I can't stand his arrogance. That's the thing that I don't like about Aaron Rodgers is, the discount double check. And I really, honestly, I can't stand watching him play the game. You would never tell a high school quarterback, go watch film of Aaron Rodgers play and try to be like him. Never. The guy does things people shouldn't be able to do, first of all. He's crazy talented. I'll never take that away from him. But the things that he does piss me off as a football fan. The shit of trying to catch people off sides and, I got you. Oh, throw a touchdown. Woo, see what I got you. Oh. It's like, that is like, I swear, it's so hard to root for people like that.
He's a very eccentric guy.
Nate, you better stop. You sound like a Michigander. You sounded like, dude, that's every single person in the state of Michigan.
Why ain't they letting your boy McIntosh run the ball here
man.
close to the goal
They
line,
couldn't get
Eric?
a touchdown out of him right here.
That's what I'm saying. This was his situation.
Well, he's got 7 carries for I think over 50 now. So I mean,
Well, you got to get that tutty though.
I can't wait for the third Stetson Bennett rushing touchdown.
How incredible. In the first half.
Here we go.
Okay,
here it comes.
I saw a stat earlier. This is the first quarterback in the national championship to have 2 rushing touchdowns since who?
Deshaun?
Vince Young.
Vince Young. Got it. Should have known that Nate would get that.
Hook 'em horns.
We should have some football trivia, like a football Jeopardy.
That was my favorite national championship game of all time. Can I just say that, like, for real?
Oh, yeah.
That Texas USC national championship was. I'm not a fan of either one of those teams, but that was my favorite national championship.
I think I got it pulled up here.
Oh, here we go.
That's why I couldn't find it. It was on their TikTok here. All right, ready?
This is so damn funny.
All of 3 opponents over 500. How do you like your chances, though?
Well, one of them's at 500 right now.
Yeah.
We'll see where we're at the end of the season.
And the last 2 at home, that would be winnable. Our record's pretty damn good with me starting. Thankfully, we got a great, foot guy in town.
Winning in, we're not even going to talk about the other scenario because we're winning.
Look, no disrespect, but I don't think they really stopped us. I had a piece about it. I had a piece about all of it. Whatever was supposed to happen, I was surrendered to that reality. Can't lose a game like that against that team, though. So that's going to hurt for a while. I'll try and watch, what I say a little better moving forward.
All of 3 opponents over.
That's
Too
just
good.
fun.
Way too good. And then there's a couple of them I'm just going to kind of run through here because we really don't need to talk about them. Like the Panthers beating the Saints, like whatever. Falcons beat Buccaneers. Buccaneers rested like all their starters. Who cares? The Bears clinch a #1 draft pick with the Texans win, and the Vikings beat the Bears. So,
And it means that the Steelers traded away Chase Claypool for a first-round pick.
Incredible.
after the Browns got Amari Cooper for a fifth. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but fifth.
Can we look up Chase Claypool's stats after joining the Browns?
I plead the
I want to
fifth.
say
After joining the
it's
Browns, you mean the Bears?
Bears, sorry.
He disappeared. I've not heard it. I forgot he played for the Bears.
Yeah, I think he's caught maybe 10 passes.
I was about to say, I think he's caught less than 7 passes.
What?
Didn't he say he was a
Justin
top 10
Fields doesn't
receiver
throw the
in the
ball.
league?
Yeah, he did.
Justin Fields doesn't throw the ball. So I don't understand the thought process behind trading for a wide receiver. It's like the Ravens, they knew better than to pay a wide receiver because they don't throw the ball to them. They throw the ball to tight ends and running backs, so why pay a wide receiver? That's why they traded away Hollywood Brown. It doesn't make sense in that offense because the Bears are pretty much running almost a very similar, if not the exact same offense that the Ravens ran with the Ravens run with Lamar Jackson. So they don't throw the ball. That's why it doesn't make sense with Chase Claypool giving up that much to get that guy. First of all, I don't think he's worth that much to anybody other than the Bears. I don't know why they gave up that much. Maybe just because he's a hometown kid, but that's not worth the extra.
Hometown kid, he's from Vancouver.
Well, I mean, he went to Notre Dame.
14 receptions with the Bears. He was targeted 29 times.
And 29 targets for 14 receptions.
0 touchdowns?
Yep, 0 touchdowns, 1 fumble that he lost.
I know the couple games that you were watching. The Bills beat the Pats, knocked the Patriots out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Love that.
That was
I think
good.
Most people like that. And then the Dolphins beating the Jets. So we got to talk about this one just a little bit. So this was the bad beat of the day. Jets were favored by 3.5 in this one. It was 9-6 at the end of the ball game. The last play of the game went yakety sacks for a safety. They won 11-6. That pushed the over.
Did it really?
Imagine how pissed.
Last play of the game to push the lead to 5.
That's how Steyer loses.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. It was just awful. I watched that and I'm like, oh man, somebody is just absolutely pissed right now. Bengals beat the Ravens in a preview of this weekend's playoff game.
Yeah.
They're going to play each other again. I mean, do you think that's probably why the Ravens didn't really play anybody? Obviously, the Bengals had something to potentially play for, But the Ravens, they sat a couple of people other than Lamar, obviously. So they sat J.K. Dobbins, who had been tearing it up since he came back from that injury. So I feel like, one, they didn't want to get anybody hurt, but two, they really didn't want to show anything in that game. So.
Yeah, when you're going to go play the same team the next week, you don't want to show what you got. You know,
That's kind of what the Browns did against the Steelers a couple of years ago, you know? Except they needed to win the game. And
the Steelers did the same thing.
the Steelers rested all their starters.
Oh, shit.
But
So now, if I remember correctly, this is one of the scenarios for the coin toss it who gets the home field advantage, right?
yes.
Because the Bengals could have hypothetically lost the division.
Correct. So if it comes down to the Bengals and the Bills for the AFC Championship, they're going to coin flip for the
No, but I mean
Site.
the Ravens, the AFC North
yeah.
didn't. So this playoff game now means that they have to have a coin flip on home field advantage. correct?
No,
Well,
it's
if they
it's
win,
at Cincinnati.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The only way that becomes a scenario is if Cincinnati and Buffalo end up pairing each other in the AFC Championship game because they're on opposite sides of the bracket. They would. If I might be wrong.
talking-
Might be completely
I
wrong.
see smoke.
I'm talking about the wild card matchup.
Yeah.
This game this weekend.
Yes, this game.
It's
this weekend.
It's in Cincinnati.
It's in Cincinnati.
Yes.
What I was saying is, I thought that there had to be a coin flip for that game.
No, it's just
No,
for
because there was
home
a-
field advantage in the AFC Championship.
Yeah,
game.
it would only affect the two teams that didn't play the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's-
like
that's
only
the
if they
only way it
matched up
comes
with
into
each other.
effect.
I swear to God, I saw it. Okay.
I thought,
could be wrong,
I think you
but-
might have. I think there was something about if the Ravens had won. I think it messed things up somehow.
It could have been
If the Ravens won and the
won,
Bengals lost, but then
Okay.
there's tiebreakers to kind of figure that out. I think
I think it was a coin toss.
the coin toss was between the Bengals and the Bills because they're the teams that have
There are multiple coins.
there are multiple coins and they will be flipped.
No, I totally
will flip
get,
them.
I totally get what you're saying, Nate. It like makes complete sense, but I do feel like somehow I did read something about what Zach's talking about. Like I think it had something to do with if the Ravens won somehow that messed up who would be higher seeded and blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know what exactly the situation was there. But yeah, for sure, I know that the coin toss is definitely about Buffalo and Cincinnati. But I swear I skimmed past something that Zach's talking about too.
No, he's right. They just came up on something that says the coin flip will not be televised between the Bengals
great.
and Ravens.
Tell Zach he's right. That's
But listen,
dangerous.
it's if the Bengals beat or if the Ravens beat the Bengals, that was this past weekend.
Okay,
then
so-
the coin
so-
flip will occur.
so
So
there's
now there
not-
is no coin toss.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Well,
Because the Bengals didn't get to play an extra game, so obviously the Ravens would have had a better record, more wins, but the Bengals wouldn't have had the extra game to determine the overall record. So
Right.
yeah,
okay. Glad we figured that one out.
we kind of figured that one out in a roundabout way. I was not aware that there was a coin toss prepared for the Bengals Ravens game. I just knew of the one for the championship game. Good Lord, this is just getting ugly.
man.
What is it?
31-7.
And he just threw an
Bro,
interception in the red. Like,
I'm pretty sure that my prediction on Wednesday night was like 38-17 or something like that. So let's keep it rolling,
I
boys.
told somebody at work 56-14.
they're about to get to 38 pretty quickly here. So
I said the over's going to hit and Georgia's going to score 50 or more.
Damn.
Yep.
I have Georgia winning this game in the ESPN bracket thing that we're doing. Our bracket challenge.
I'm glad to know that you have the same team picked as me. So no matter what happens, you can't end up getting a better record than me.
Oh, is that? Well,
You're one behind me.
So if we're going by looks here,
can we pull up that, that sheet? Because have the over under guys talked about it?
They talked about it a little bit the other day.
if we're going off the look test here, TCU manhandled Michigan. Ohio State was beating Georgia for the most of the game until the very end. So you're telling me that if Ohio State would have played TCU, they'd have beat the shit out of them already? Like it would be up 31-7? But what if Ohio State and Michigan played in the national champion? Like, I don't know. It doesn't pass the eye test to me. Like the 31-7 thing is like, man, it just doesn't make sense. Like what's going on with TCU tonight?
right. Well, Max Duggan has not looked great tonight at all.
Yeah, but their defense looks like dog shit, man, and that's their call card for this year. Like that's what they're known for this year for TCU is, well, not so much, but for the most part, this year they really haven't given up that many points.
Hey, Greg, if it
And
helps,
there's
you're going to move up
Oh
to 2.
my good Lord.
Greg's going to move up to 2 in that bracket thing.
I hope so.
All right.
Wow.
That's what it's looking like.
I'm pretty sure that me and John have the same pick also, though. Me and John-
No. John has TCU.
What,
What?
are you kidding me?
He told
What?
me he had
No way.
Georgia.
No way.
I'm looking at it right now.
Did he lie to me? Did John straight up lie to my face?
John took TCU.
John, we're going to have problems, son.
Group picks. Oh, no, he did. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Whoa.
That's my bad.
No problems, John. No problems.
No, the person in first place took TCU. So they're going to fall.
But it won't matter.
You don't know that, Greg. It'll
No,
matter in your
because
It
heart.
don't matter.
They're ahead by 2, so it won't matter if they lose one game.
So, what do you guys think about Lovie Smith getting fired before the end of the day yesterday?
Womp, womp, womp.
Like 2 hours after the game. Now, the Texans have fired 2 coaches back to back in back to back years. So they gave what a Cully guy 1 year,
Oh, I forgot about him.
and then they gave Lovie Smith 1 year. And now this next guy is going to have a nice little treasure trove of draft picks and resources, and he gets to enjoy the fruits of all of their labor. Pretty
I'd
much.
say that also feels like a Brian Flores job.
Oh, for sure. So he can be the guy that leads them to the brink of the playoffs, then they'll fire him and bring in the guy to bring them to a Super Bowl or something?
It's Andy Reid's last stop.
Yeah, right. Hey, there's good burgers in Texas, I know.
That's all they do.
That's right. Let's see what other games here. Eagles over the Giants. Giants rested most of their starters. How about the Broncos over the last 3 games, showing a little bit of life after they fired their head coach? Getting that win over the Chargers yesterday. I know the Chargers didn't really play anybody, but Broncos
They played
showing a little
Justin
bit of
Herbert
life.
The whole game, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah,
What are you doing there?
yeah. That was kind of dumb. And they
And
got
didn't,
somebody hurt in that game, didn't they? A couple
Keenan
of
Allen
guys.
got hurt, didn't he? I believe.
Well, there was a
Keenan
defensive
Allen
player that got
hurt.
hurt too.
I don't
Didn't
know.
Bosa go out early in that game?
Bosa played.
All I know is
He
Keenan
went out
Allen.
early though in the second quarter.
Keenan Allen won me my fantasy league.
And then he got hurt.
I'm looking at
And
these.
then he
You
got
don't
hurt.
care.
I'm looking at
I
these
don't
bowl
care.
picks here.
Yeah, he did.
What are you looking at, Greggy?
He
Looking
did
at
his
these bowl
job.
picks here.
Go out and get hurt.
Our group bowl picks, for the
Yeah.
Capital One maybe. But for some reason, I don't see Eric and Nate's name on it.
Oh, keep scrolling.
I can't,
All the
I
way
can't
down.
That's just a scroll. That's just a screenshot.
That's because I never signed up. So.
I finished at a 500 record. I think I was like 21-21.
Can we just kind of go through like the normal cast?
Yeah, Nate was 21-21. Joey ended 20-22, which depending on the game tonight, Dalton was 22-20. Gino was 23-19.
Wait, so I had a better record than Joey. So
Yeah, you had a better record than Joey. I think Joey finished last out of all of our group here.
Ooh.
Let me double check.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
but-
over under guy.
Yeah. Steyer's right there. Yeah.
not the over/under guy.
Are you telling me that I beat one and I finished with the same record as the other?
Yeah, as long as you and Steyer both, you said you're on Georgia.
Yeah, we're both on Georgia.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have the same
Who got-
record.
well, now just do me a favor. Can you see the tiebreaker? Like, can you see the score prediction? If you scroll over.
The score prediction?
Yeah, because remember you had to do like a score prediction for the final game.
Oh, I don't think I did that, but
I did. Yeah. Oh yeah, the tiebreaker. Steyer says the total number of points in this game will be 55. I say 76.
I put 63 at some point, apparently.
Yeah. So that's if we scroll all the way over. So if it keeps up the way that this is keeping up, looks like I'm gonna beat Steyer too.
Wait, why is it that you can see everybody's picks for this game? I only see mine. That's so weird.
Go to group picks.
Yeah, go to group picks.
Yeah, I'm in the group picks. I think. Yeah, I'm in group picks. It just shows me mine. That's so weird.
Yeah, I can see
It shows
everybody's
me.
too.
It shows me everybody's like guesses for the score number and stuff, but it doesn't show me who they picked for the game.
Man, they just ran the ball down by 31 at the end of the first half.
Maybe it's because
And now they're going to hurry up and run another play.
Why?
Thanks,
what
bud.
are you? What that?
Rushing
I
touchdown.
mean, man, that is just. And they're gonna run it again. Draw play. Why?
Just in case.
Just run out the rest of the clock. Yep.
No,
Go
you can
ahead.
flag him like you flagged Cam Hayward.
Oh, boy. Now we're going to have a fight.
Uh-huh.
You like that one?
And the
Greg?
Georgia receives second half kickoff. Hey!
Whoa, we're not in the second half yet.
It's only halftime.
Oh my
38-7.
Oh my God! I didn't know that.
38-7 halftime score.
We have a riveting national championship
Yes.
as expected today.
Yes.
Crap.
Yes. 38-7 is your halftime score.
Wow.
Yeah, thank God betting is legal in Ohio.
Wow.
It
Yeah.
would mean nothing.
Well, both of the semifinal games are better than this one. Unless
for
TCU
sure.
comes back
Oh,
to
yeah.
win, like those were two of the best semifinals
Yeah.
games that I've ever seen.
Like I said, they're just happy to be here.
We just happy to be here. Hey guys.
The rest of the slate for Week 18 for the NFL: Niners killing the Cardinals and killing Kingsbury.
Brock Purdy. How about him?
Yeah, he is Mr. Relevant now, I would say.
Yeah.
I think he's earned himself a cushy job as a career second string quarterback, if
And
nothing
future
else.
color analyst.
Exactly.
For real. Like he's
This
got
has
the
been-
look of a TV personality
The
already.
next Brian Hoyer.
Yep.
Mike Lennon.
Yep. Doesn't have the neck for it, but yeah.
Oh my God.
No, Seahawks beating the Rams.
The Seahawks.
You know the Seahawks. They just beating the Rams.
Seahawks.
Rams.
The Rams. Did you
That
guys
was
watch that game?
No, but I heard.
Okay, let me just. Okay,
I did watch that game.
as a Browns fan, Browns game's over. I'm watching the Seahawks Rams game, and I'm like, man, it just seems like they're just trying to give this game to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Like they are literally just handing this game to them on a platter. I felt bad for Bake Show because there was a couple times he threw some dimes. They called him back on like dumb penalties. I'm like,
That was,
what is even going on?
That was this weekend in football in NFL is some of the worst officiating that we've seen the entire year. Like this has been a relatively good officiating year. There are no big controversies, no big catch not a catch, no right. There really hasn't been much up until this last week.
Yeah, this last week was
There were
bad.
a couple bad calls in that Steelers game, including the worst face mask I've ever seen not get
Oh,
called.
my. Yeah.
Well,
then-
they made up for it with the roughing the passer that was
Yeah.
not a roughing the
And
passer.
then, yep,
I think that's what that was, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a gimme back.
it was a makeup.
And you can
a
see it on
touchdown.
Cam Hayward's face too. He pled his case for a second, and then he was like, I know what that's about, man. Come on now. It was funny. Chiefs beat the Raiders, number 1 seed in the AFC. Jags over the Titans, clinching the AFC South. Doug Peterson, first year as head coach, taking over the reins and leading the Jags to the playoffs and showing you why Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 pick. He's really, honestly, these last 7 weeks, that dude is dealing.
Well, he's my fantasy quarterback. He's game managing.
Yeah.
At a very, very high level. He's not putting up many yards, 200 yards. He'll throw a TD, maybe 2 TDs. He's just not putting up huge numbers, but man, he is just playing well. He's not turning the ball over. He's playing off the run game really well. He's driving efficiently. So it's interesting to see if that's his career arc. If that's who he is, because he's not taking over the games. You know what I mean?
I feel like you're going to see with him what you saw with Jared Goff, where his first year, Jared Goff was a mess because of Jeff Fisher and the nightmare, that system that they had him in. Next year, Sean McVay comes in and just absolutely turns that guy around, changes his attitude, changes the belief, the structure around him. They start building around him. And then next thing you know, Goff turns it from, a potential bust into game manager, into Pro Bowler, leading his team to the Super Bowl. Because Jared Goff made the Pro Bowl the year they made the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying, That's lofty expectations. I understand that. And Jared Goff honestly has not lived up to even his own expectations and things that the bars that he's set for himself since then. But I could see the same kind of career arc for Trevor Lawrence.
So, all right, I was listening to Colin Cowherd over the weekend.
Okay.
And he said that there are only 5 quarterbacks that you don't pick up the phone for. Like someone asks you, nope, we're good, no trade. You don't even answer the phone for. There are only 5 guys. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. Do you agree?
I mean, it's too early in Trevor Lawrence. You're not gonna. I would not pick up the phone for Trevor Lawrence right now. Like you called me and said I got an offer.
I agree with everyone but Justin Herbert.
That is the one I was gonna get to. He's a very good quarterback. I think I'd listen to offers right now at this point.
Yep.
Because you could sell high right now, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only one I'd listen.
No, I'm with you.
Pick up the phone. I'm not. It'd take.
I'm not saying I'd trade him, but
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
I'd pick up the
exact
phone.
reason. For the exact reason, I was going to say I would not include Joe Burrow. For the exact reason.
You could sell high.
Yeah, because, I mean, he just took his team to the playoffs. He's played well again this year.
Tell me that wasn't another one. Tell me that was a replay.
Just a replay.
Okay. We're at halftime,
We
right?
almost went for
I looked
No,
up-
Stetson Bennett did
all
not
I-
rush
all
for
I did
his
was
third
look up and saw
touchdown.
Stetson Bennett run into the end zone and was like, "This isn't happening, right?" All right.
But I don't know. It could just be me, but I like Justin Herbert more than I like Joe Burrow.
Ugh, no.
I think this weekend will show you who Justin Herbert is. And it's a big test for him. I think that Jags defense is going to give him all that he can handle. I really do. That Jags defense, if you look at the numbers, they've been playing pretty well lately. I could see that as a game that it's a coin flip between those two teams. That's going to be a great game. I really do think that. I honestly feel that way. But as far as Herbert, there's a part of me that when I watch him play quarterback, he makes 5 or 6 plays where it's like, wow, that's unbelievable. But then he makes about 5 or 6 plays where it's like, well, if you just made that play, how the hell did you make that play? Like, what just happened there? If you can make that throw, why didn't you make that throw? Like, there's so many times when I watch just two games is all I've seen of Justin Herbert against the Browns. Now, I've watched a couple of like just highlight whatever, but full games with him against the Browns the last 2 years. And that's what I'll say is he obviously beat the Browns last 2 years and he looked good, but the guys around him really make him look good. That offensive line made him look good last year and this year. They keep him upright. They keep him in the pocket. He doesn't have to scramble. He doesn't have to force too many throws. He has time to stand back there and look over the defense. He's got a really solid receiving core. I mean, tight end, both receivers. When Keenan Allen stays healthy, he's a top 10 receiver in the NFL. Mike Williams, top 20 receiver in the NFL. Maybe top 30. He's still really talented, very talented wide receiver, and he's a big play threat, like all the time. Their tight end's really good. Austin Eckler is a dual threat running back. There's a lot of weapons around him that make him look good. I'm not saying that he's not good. He's 6'6". He's got all the intangibles that you're looking for. He's got a huge arm, but I just don't know about him above the shoulders. That's the only thing I will say about Justin Herbert. I just don't know who he is. He's so, I don't know, like just, he's different. That's all I'll say. He's just different.
Those are some of the draft critiques of him coming out of college.
That's pretty much how I see it. Nothing has really changed since college. I mean, he's turned a lot of heads in the NFL because people didn't expect him. But I don't know why they wouldn't expect him to be good. He was a 10th overall pick. So why wouldn't people expect him to be this good? I think that first couple of years, he turned a lot of people's heads. But now it's like now that the level of expectation is here, he's still here. That's still really fucking good.
Yeah.
But I want to see him take that next step. I want to see him ascend to that next level before I say that he's one of those untouchable guys that I wouldn't pick the phone up for.
Yep.
Joe Burrow led his team to the Super Bowl last year. Sorry, but that's that. I would, I'm good.
And is one of the hottest teams in the league right now too. So there's a chance they could. I mean, they're doing what they did what they did last year. They're hot and they have a chance to make this run again.
And I just cannot discount the fact enough. I can't sell Joe Burrow short because what he is doing is nothing short of remarkable, because think about where he's doing it. In the AFC North with the Cincinnati Bengals of all teams. He's taken them to a level that no one expected this team to be at by now. So I'm just saying that's what I would, that's my argument to Joe Burrow. I don't know. I see your point though. Like I see your point as well. Like I see the point on Herbert being untouchable, but I don't know. I guess if I was to say, 5 untouchable quarterbacks, it's kind of hard for me to come up with the 5th. Like those first 4 with Burrow, Mahomes,
Josh Allen.
Like those are untouchables. Those guys are, I wouldn't even pick up the phone. Trevor Lawrence, obviously, just 2 years removed from being the number one overall pick.
Best draft prospects of 2012.
Since Andrew Luck. Best draft quarterback prospect since then.
I'm not prepared to put him in the same class as Mahomes and
No,
Allen and Burrow
absolutely
yet,
not.
But not picking up the phone for him either.
I'm not giving up on him. Absolutely, for sure. But no, that's just, I don't know. I'm really excited for this Jags Chargers matchup this weekend. Let's go through the playoff seeding because we don't really have to talk about the Cowboys Commanders game. That was stupid.
Yeah, we'll pass that on.
Yeah. Playoff seeding: AFC Chiefs number 1, Bills number 2, Bengals number 3, Jags number 4, and then you got the wild cards: Chargers at the 5th seed, Ravens at the 6th seed, and the Dolphins rounding out that 7 seed. For the NFC, you got the Eagles at 1, 49ers number 2, Vikings the number 3 seed, Buccaneers number 4, Cowboys the number 5 seed, Giants number 6, and the Seahawks the number 7 seed. Can you believe just for a second, like if the Commanders would have won against the Browns and then beat the Cowboys, that all 4 teams in the NFC South would have made it? Or not NFC South, NFC what, West or East, whatever they are. I don't know.
I believe.
East. All 4 teams in their division would have made it in the playoffs. That's crazy to me. Unbelievable.
Has that ever happened?
I don't know. Not since, no, I don't think they've just expanded the playoffs to include the 3 wildcard teams recently. So, no, I don't think it would have.
Yeah.
Unless there was a 3-team division before, the teams expanded. No, let's talk wildcard weekend. Saturday's matchups. You got the Seahawks at the 49ers at 4:30, and then the Chargers at Jags at 8:15. The first one's going to put you to sleep. So you can get your nap in before the late game. I don't see the Niners even breaking a sweat in this game. I think this will be over by halftime. I think the Seahawks are just going to be like TCU, just happy to be here. Hey, thanks. We made the playoffs. Geno, yay. Seahawks have a good defense this year. I really like their rookie class this year. They had a really solid rookie class. But they're building. They're not there yet, and they've got a lot of assets for the future to build with. So I think Seahawks, they're still a couple years away. 49ers, I want to know your feelings on this. Are the 49ers the team to beat in the NFC?
No,
No,
that's the Eagles.
Just because they're the 1 seed, or
Yep.
because you've seen it enough
and-
to prove to you that they belong as the team to beat?
Well, there's a couple of things, right? First, I mean, the Eagles have been so dominant this year.
Okay.
They're just crushing everybody. They play,
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty much. So, and they're the 1 seed. That's the team. You still got to remember, like, the 49ers are playing with the last pick in the draft last year. He's a rookie that doesn't have any playing experience. Now, we were talking about it before, like, Brock Purdy's played out of his mind.
Yeah.
For where he should be playing at, right? But I don't think you can count the Seahawks out. It depends now if Kenneth Walker's good to go, because he got banged up in that line or in the Rams game.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends if Geno Smith continues to play like comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Geno has put the Seahawks on his back at times
so
this
crazy.
season.
It's
So,
so crazy.
if he can continue to play like that, I would not count the Seahawks out.
You know, he earned an extra $1 million for making the playoffs. That's like, yeah, go Geno. That's awesome.
That's the only good thing to come out of this. It's Aaron Rodgers lost. Geno Smith gets another $1 million.
Yes. And then
Eric, what do you
Sundays. What's up? What were we gonna say?
Nothing about that game.
Oh, all right.
No.
Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. Not doing it for you.
No.
Chargers, Jags, though, late matchup. That should be a good game. I think it should be anyway. Sunday's games. You got Dolphins at Bills at 1 o'clock. Giants at Vikings at 4:30. And the Ravens at the Bengals at 8:15. So you got a full slate Sunday playoff football. I love Wild Card Weekend. Can we just say that? And we have a Monday night game.
Yeah, that is awesome.
A Monday nighter. That's so cool for the playoffs. Cowboys at Buccaneers on Monday night. Obviously, that's an 8:15 kickoff. But, I mean, guys, playoffs are here. Playoff weekend.
Super wild card weekend.
Super
wild card
weekend.
Man, Tom Brady's really going to win the Super Bowl after going 8-9. isn't he?
Stop. No, he's not.
Like, he's going to be the first quarterback with a losing record to win the Super Bowl.
Stop. No, he won't.
That would cement a legacy. You go out, you retire after that, right? You please tell me you retire after
Nope.
Dak Prescott, you retire.
Did he ever say he was going to?
No.
Exactly.
Is
Every
Dak-
time he's been asked.
He's divorced now.
Is
so
Dak
I don't
back?
see him retiring.
Is Dak back? Or are they still playing Cooper Rush?
I'm pretty sure Dak's back.
I hope so. But
Yeah, he was back and he threw 2 pick sixes yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of that
Nope.
Cowboys game, so didn't see it. I just heard it was awful, and that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, we're watching the national championship game right now. It's at halftime. 38-7.
Also pretty awful.
Georgia on top of TCU. The line for this game was 63.
And we're there almost there by halftime.
And we are, just about there at halftime. We're at
I'm feeling
45.
pretty
We're
good.
over the halfway point.
I'm feeling pretty good about my 72 line.
Oh yeah, over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Unless Georgia slows down, but this is college. We don't slow down in college.
For your NFL, though, I just got to ask, who's your pick to win it all right now? As of right now, who's your pick to win the whole thing?
Right now, my pick is Buffalo. I've been
Buffalo over who? So who? Give us both teams.
Man. I don't know. Let me look at these matchups again. I gotta.
We got it right here.
Oh yeah, you got it right. Oh great. Yeah, I should have known the Wizards got it. He's on it. I don't know. I want to say the Eagles, but I'm having a hard time putting my finger on who I think is going to be in the NFC. I want to go with either Eagles or Niners.
All right, so let's just say Buffalo over Philly.
Let's say Philly.
All right. Zach, who you got?
Man, I hope like any of these teams coming out of the AFC will be fun to watch, with the exception of Kansas City. I just don't want to watch them be good anymore.
Yeah, I'm tired of that.
It's just not
It's run its course.
Yeah, like the matchup that the NFL wants to see is obviously like Kansas City versus Dallas. Like that's kind of what the networks are hoping for. That's what
Yeah, they
Roger
might want
Goodell
Kansas City
won.
versus Dallas, but
But-
they really want Kansas City versus Tampa Bay again.
Here's what I'll go. I'll go with
They made a
what
lot of
I
money
think-
last time.
What I think would be the most fun matchup on this list would be, would be taking the Chargers. I'm gonna go Chargers over Vikings.
Oh my goodness.
Chargers over Kirk Cousins. I'm going my most fun matchup. Now that's not going to happen.
That's what I wanted, though.
Okay,
I
your
want to know
most
who you
fun
think's
matchup.
gonna win.
I recognize that it's probably going to be Kansas City, but in my heart of hearts, I know that I would rather watch the LA Chargers
the La Chargers.
get their first Super Bowl.
That'd be the first time they ever made it to a Super Bowl. No, they made it in
in
'95. That's right.
What?
Is that what we're writing down for you? Is the Chargers out of the AFC?
I got Chargers over
Do
Vikings.
it.
That's what I wrote down.
Again, we'll put an asterisk saying that's just what I want to see.
Greggy, who's your Super Bowl winner?
I'm I'm gonna have to go with the Bills. I just feel like there's just too much. They got too much going for them right now to like not ride that momentum straight through the playoffs.
Yep.
Who they beating?
I'm gonna say the Niners upset the Eagles to get to the championship. So then they beat the Niners.
Again, that would be a fun matchup too.
That would be a pretty good Super Bowl. I'd be okay with that. Sorry guys, but this is who I think is going to win, not who I want. Like who I want in the Super Bowl. Honestly, I'd love to see the Bengals win it. Like I hate saying that as a Browns fan, but AFC North represent. I hate the Ravens, so I will root for the Bengals because they're an Ohio team.
I rooted for them last year.
I rooted for them last year. I will root for them again this year if they were to make it that far. Obviously, I'm not going to root them through the playoffs. I don't give a shit in the early rounds. But if they make it to the Super Bowl, I'll root for the Bengals in the
Funny
Super
thing
Bowl.
was, I kind of rooted for them through the playoffs last year, and then when they made it
I rooted for them against the Chiefs for sure.
When they made it to the Super Bowl, I went, "Oh shit, they're here." Now I don't know if I want them to win anymore. I don't know if I want this anymore.
That was an easy Super Bowl for me because that was just the Matt Stafford.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So
finally getting him his ring.
for me, I got the Chiefs over the Niners. Super Bowl pick. That's who I think is going to win it. I really think Kansas City they're playing at a different level than anybody else right now. And Pat Mahomes is just kind of, I don't know. He's like a cat playing with a mouse that's just kind of waiting for his time to kill it. You know, it's like he knows that the regular season doesn't matter. He knows that as long as they get the 1 seed, that anybody trying to come into Arrowhead is going to have a hard time winning a game. So
Patrick Mahomes, he looks like he's playing a backyard football game with his little cousin.
he does.
Like he's like.
Did you see the
running around
little
stupid.
spin thing they did out of the huddle where they ring around the rosy thing and then I mean they called it back,
Snow
but
globe.
oh my god,
They called that back?
Yeah, they called it back.
I didn't even see it live. I just saw the highlight and I was like, "Oh man, they scored on that."
Yeah, they called it back, but whatever. It is what it is. So like I said, I got the Chiefs over the Niners. That's who I think is going to win it. Let's talk a little bit of hoops before we get into. We've got some taste. We got a taste segment we got coming up here, but let's talk hoops. Cavs.
Go Cavs.
Donovan Mitchell scores 71 on the same night as DeMar Hamlin's injury. I feel like it kind of got overshadowed, obviously. Like everybody, the entire sporting world was, throwing up support for DeMar Hamlin, rightfully so. But I feel like because of that, we haven't really talked about Donovan Mitchell scoring 71 points, accounting for 99 points with he's the first guy ever to score 70 and have 10 assists ever in the history of the NBA. Ridiculous. So he accounted for 99 points.
And on top of it is the reason that you won the game. He's the reason that you went to overtime. And then he scored, 13 in overtime?
Well, actually, Eric,
Oh, yeah. Well, let's talk.
If the
let's talk
NBA would have
last 2
been
minutes.
on top of their shit,
Yeah, let's talk last 2 minutes.
there was a
report.
lane violation. And clearly he had a lane violation. It would have been prevented that last basket. And that wouldn't have never happened.
There's
He
a
would have
lane
finished with 56
violation.
points.
There's a lane violation every free throw if you actually
Exactly.
pay attention.
Exactly. It's
Just because
I
we
heard that
looked at
argument.
it
I'm
in
like,
the
that's
2 minute
ridiculous.
reports. But yeah, that was pretty incredible the way he going in. They weren't going to let him shoot that three, being down 3 with the ball to end the game. They were not going to let him make that 3-pointer, so they fouled him. And he said, "That's fine. I'll just get a 3-pointer the old-fashioned way." Made that first basket and missed the second basket. Like, he couldn't have missed it any better. Right
couldn't
to
have
himself,
missed it any better.
couldn't have missed it any better. Caught his own miss, put it up in, and tied the game to go to overtime. And then scored 13 in overtime, won the game. It was a performance for the ages.
It was impressive. Very impressive. Cavs currently sitting at number 4 in the East. Now, the current NBA title odds right now have the Boston Celtics as the favorite at plus 400 odds. The Milwaukee Bucks at plus 500. The The Nets are the third best, have the third best chance at plus 700. Cavs sitting at 10th, tied with New Orleans at plus 2,000. So if you want to go ahead and run and make that bet now before the Cavs make any big trade deadline deals to bring in any big name players to boost this roster and possibly boost those odds a little bit. And I'm just saying, it's a good time to get in on a good bet because right now I see one team in the East that's going to give them problems, and that's the Nets. That's it. Outside of the Nets, I don't see
Not the
any
Bucks?
other. Nah, the
Not
Bucks.
Giannis?
No, I'm not scared of Buck. I'm not scared of the Bucks. Giannis is good, but outside of Giannis, they don't have anything. Like they're depending on Brook Lopez.
They're beatable.
Really?
We've beat them.
We've beat him. We've beat him. I've seen it happen. I just think that if things fall the way I think they might fall over the next couple of months, this Cavs team could make a nice run at the end of the year and position themselves at least for an Eastern Conference championship run. You know,
Oh yeah.
to where they find themselves in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep. They have got to make a run this year, get into the playoffs, get some of that experience.
They need a
That's what this
wing.
year is all about. You got to win a playoff series or two would be great.
They need a wing that can shoot, man. Like they really do. They need a wing that can create some offense and shoot the ball. They don't need another playmaker. They've got two of them that are trying to play the same position.
They're doing it quite well.
They are. They are. They're playing well together. I honestly think they play better when they're both when one of them's on and one of them's off the
Yeah.
floor.
I'd agree with that.
But that was up there for a second. But no, who do you have as your NBA title prediction right now? Who do you think is going to win it all? Like if you had to pick right now, Eric, as of January 9th, who do you have as your NBA title winning team? I'm making you predict something that's going to happen in June.
I don't know. Right now,
Just one team. I don't need you who they're going to beat. Just one team. Who do you think is going to win it all?
if I had to put money down on somebody,
The Lakers. No, I'm just
no, it'd probably right now be the Bucks.
the Bucks.
Because the Greek Freak is just that good.
Yeah, he's really
And
good.
when you get Chris Middleton back, is he still out? He's been out.
Oh yeah.
Has he been out all year? I'm not sure he's been in yet. But when they get him back, and that team's going to start rolling, and I don't know if I had to go put some money down on it right now, my bet would be Milwaukee.
Has anyone ever checked to make sure Chris Middleton isn't just Michael Redd, but like parading as Chris Middleton? Because like never mind.
Yeah, they do. Very
Zach,
similar.
if you had to pick an NBA title favorite right now, who you got winning it all?
One of my least favorite teams in the league, the Boston Celtics.
Boston.
I think they're the best team in the East.
They got a lot of pieces.
They got a lot of pieces.
They got a lot
Tatum,
of pieces. They're pretty
Brown.
They got a lot of depth. They're pretty
Horford.
deep. Yeah.
I mean, they are just a scary team to
Yeah.
face on the court. And, you know, I haven't been watching the NBA as much this year with the Pistons doing as atrociously as they have been. And you know, they don't have it as an exciting product as the Cavs have.
Well,
obviously.
with Cade missing all year, it's not like you're going to be watching that for,
Yeah. Ivy has been okay. Jalen Duren has been exceeding everybody's expectations. So,
That's good.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, and they currently have I would say number one odds, but it's a lottery system. So they're currently the worst in the NBA, giving them the best shot at Wemby. So, man, there's a potential for this Pistons team to be really scary with like Cade, Ivy, Wemby, Sadiq Bey, Jalen Duren. That's a playoff roster.
Now, Zach, don't kid yourself.
experience on
You
that
know
team.
what's going to happen. Wembanyama is going to end up with the Warriors. Now, don't like just somehow, some way, it's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. He's going to end up on the
Terrible this year,
Warriors.
so.
That's why they're tanking this year. Greggy, if you had to pick a team to win the NBA title right now, who you got?
I don't follow baseball.
Baseball. I know you don't follow baseball or
Good thing
basketball.
we're not talking about baseball.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't follow baseball or basketball that much. It's too early for me to even try to guess, honestly. So I'm just gonna go with the cliche favorites and go, oh, the Cavs, man, of course.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
I love the Cavs. So
I love the Cavs.
I love Cleveland.
I got a team out of the East is going to win it this year.
That's an oxymoron.
And I really think it's between the Bucks, the Celtics, the Cavs. Who's the other? There's another really good team.
That's
The Nets, obviously. The Heat, if they could get their things together, they've got a lot of good pieces. They just need to put it together.
76ers.
76ers, I don't know about them. I've always liked Joel Embiid, but James Harden is an enigma. I have no idea what he is. Like, I really don't.
I hear he's trying to get back to Houston.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I don't know what's going on, because he came into this year like in great shape supposedly and was dropping dimes, dropping buckets the first couple games, and then
He looked like he was eating buckets of dimes.
I don't get it. But no, if I had to pick anybody right now, it's the Nets. I really do think that they are the team to beat in the NBA. I think that if they can keep everybody healthy, they keep everybody on the court. I'll say that. Not just healthy, but on the court. You don't have any incidents. They look like they're a team that's locked in, and they're kind of like they had so much outside noise leading into the season that I feel like the season has now provided them with like some structure and a way to like silence that outside noise and just focus on the season. And now you're seeing Kyrie, Kevin Durant playing together for the first time. I mean, they look damn good.
So Kevin Durant got hurt last night. I'm not sure how bad.
He's out for a month. Yep.
So it happened over break, but just as we're talking about the Nets, did you see what the Pistons did to Kyrie?
No.
Okay, so on the Jumbotron, anytime Kyrie came up to make a free throw, they would put like Happy Hanukkah up on the Jumbotron. And then they had a spinning globe at one point.
That is great.
Greg, there's a video online if you want to pull it up. But it's the Pistons trolling Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie is the target of any trolling, and I love
As
it.
he should. I mean, a lot of people got a lot of thoughts about Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I just don't really care. Like, he's his own person, and I could care less as long as he's staying to himself. Like, I get it. He's like pissing a lot of people off, but I feel like he's doing it for attention. He's just doing it to keep his name in the public eye, and he's doing it for the wrong reasons, and it is what it is. Like, he just knows how to keep his name out there for whatever reason. I don't know. Let's go a little bit off beat here. Let's go off topic. I was going to talk about college hoops, but I don't think anybody cares. Like, for real, I don't think anybody cares about college basketball before March. So, yeah. So this is the Pistons trolling Kyrie Irving. Ooh,
2 seconds.
excuse me. We're going to do a taste testing here in a
Arby's
minute.
has boneless wings now.
yeah.
Boneless.
Arby's
buffalo
has
wings
chicken
Those
chunks.
are chicken nuggets.
Chicken chunks.
that they dropped in.
They're chunks.
They dropped in
Buffalo
sauce.
They're chunks. Oh, here
Sauce.
All right.
All right, Kyrie.
Turn these things up here. See here.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but he's
hilarious.
not living in
The Nets up
Toronto.
three
Shoot free
with
throws.
29.3 to play. Missed it.
Oh, that's so good.
Gets a clean look. Detroit loses.
They only had those up too when he was at the line.
Dude, that's so funny.
Irving to make
Oh,
it a
that's
3-point
awesome.
lead. That one as well.
Oh, and I know Kyrie, he does not like playing on the road. Like, he hates it. He's never played well on the road throughout his entire career. All right, so guys, I got some tasty treats that I want to kind of sample here. First, we have the so Sierra Mist is no more. Have you seen this? Sierra Mist is gone. I can't find
This
it
one I got
anywhere.
here today.
I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, and I wondered why. And then all of a sudden, no, I was never looking for it. I lie. I couldn't stand Sierra Mist. It's disgusting. But I happened to be walking past a display at the store the other day, and I'm like, what in the hell is this stuff? There was a display case with lemon lime soda of some sort, and they called it Starry. And I'm like, is this Pepsi's
name.
new lemon lime? And it is. It's the replacement for Sierra Mist.
It looks and sounds like a generic of Sierra Mist.
Promotional materials for Starry refer to the drink as, quote, a purpose-driven brand built for Generation Z.
Oh,
A
damn.
crisp, refreshing formula with a bite to win, share, and grow the category. It's a fun escape.
Huh. Okay.
So the number one thing I always hated about Sierra Mist is literally it tastes like it has artificial sweetener in it. Like even the regular version of it tastes like it has some kind of artificial. It's
Has
just
chemically?
really overly sweet and very chemically. Yes, and so I've always preferred Sprite over Sierra Mist. So that's why when I saw this, I'm like, okay, well maybe I might give this a shot and see if it's actually worth it. So I do have some. It's in the mini fridge. Look at this dude. Jeez, Brock Bowers is such a monster. But I do have some of the Starry, and I have some Sprite as well. So what I want to do is I want to go out there just for a minute, and I want to pour Sprite in one cup and Starry in another cup, and I'll bring those cups in here, and I will have you guys see if you can tell the difference between the two. And then if you can tell the difference, I want you to give a rating for Starry. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right, sounds cool.
In the meantime, we should be working on these Cheetos.
Yes. Let's get those opened up. So what do we got with Cheetos?
All right, so Cheetos has come out with a new flavor,
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Mexican street corn, and this is going to be, you're going to see this go right through. It's a green bag on a
look at
green
this.
screen.
Put it in front of you. So you got this Cheetos logo on your shirt.
No, it won't work like that.
No, yeah, it wouldn't work like that, I guess.
Well, trust us, it's a green bag. Eric, you want
Oh, yeah.
first honors?
I'll do the honors, man.
So this is
Take me a
street corn.
handful.
Have you
I
ever
love
had street
Cheetos.
corn?
I love Cheetos. I love the flaming hot Cheetos are delicious. I like street corn, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
That tastes like nacho cheese and a ramen, like dry ramen.
Ramen is what I was getting out of it, yeah.
A little hint
man.
of citrus at the back. Oh, like wine taste notes for Cheetos.
Yeah, man. These are good. Yeah, I'm here for these. Well, I came into this this taste testing starving, so that helps them out.
Hey, we have a chance to win a trip to the FIFA World Cup to 2022. So we got to play the pass the ball challenge.
I wonder what it all entails in the pass the ball challenge.
Probably some scam to get your credit card info.
Probably.
yeah. Blatantly.
Yeah, them Sprites come in handy with our Cheetos.
You mean Starry?
Starries, I should say.
How dare you?
Well, didn't he say Sprite was the other one we're getting a
Oh,
taste
yeah, you're right,
test
actually.
between?
Oh. Glad this will be entertaining. Just sitting around eating Cheetos.
Yeah.
So, in our offbeat segment, still here.
All right, Greggy.
Eric, you got any New Year's resolutions?
Cups are marked on the bottom.
I never make New Year's resolutions.
I don't either.
Don't look at them. But they just have
I
numbers.
guess if you want to put me on the spot and make one right now, it's I want to start. Well, not start, but I want to run this year. Like
Cups are numbered on the bottom. I know which ones are which out there. They're written down. That way I don't mess it up like I always do. I'm going to try these Cheetos here. Let me get it.
well, get in on them, man. Then
What we
I
got?
give
Street
those
corn
a solid
flavor.
like 9.2. Them's is good.
Really?
They get old quick.
Yeah, I only had a little bit, and I'm starving, so that rating might be boosted a little bit.
Honestly,
I
they're
think
pretty
those
good
Things are damn
They're
good.
really good.
because they have the corn. I mean, Cheetos is already a corn puff,
right.
So it goes well with the puff itself, and then the that seasoning's really good. You're right. It got like a little lime kick to
Yeah,
it.
that lime at the end.
Oop. Catch that.
Yep, and I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna start with number 1 here. Would you start with 1?
Those are tasty.
There is
Yummy.
no difference at all.
No difference at all. No discernible difference.
Oh, there's absolutely a difference. There's a lot more carbonation in 2.
I would agree. I think 1 is also a little sweeter.
I think they smell different too. If you smelled them beforehand.
I don't notice a lot in the smell. I don't notice.
Now,
a lot
are
in
you
which one
Sprite
being
drinkers?
sweeter
Do you
or not.
normally drink Sprite?
If
Yeah.
I'll get a Sprite once in a blue moon.
Yep, every once in a while I do like a Sprite.
Oh, I like me some Sprite, or as I like
Sprite
to call
in
it,
the eye is
Crispy
not
Boy.
good.
A crispy boy.
Crispy Boy. Where do you get that?
That's what Sprite is. It's
Because
crispy
it's
boy.
crispy.
Yeah, when have you ever had a Sprite that
All right,
wasn't
I'm
like
ready.
extremely carbonated?
Right. That's why I'm going with that as 2 being Sprite.
Oh,
because
for sure.
gonna
Sprite
agree.
is too.
It is very carbonated.
2 would be correct. That is right. Now, being that you know that 1 is the Starry, now get another sample of it to get a taste of it and see what do you think your grade would be for that? Now, compared to Sprite, let's say Sprite is the 10 out of 10 of lemon lime sodas. We all know that. We all know it's the top of the pecking order. Compared to Sprite, on a 1 to 10 scale, Sprite being 10, 1 being Sierra Mist, where are we at?
Whoa. How you gonna dog on Sierra Mist?
It was awful.
It was not awful.
Oh, it was horrible.
Sierra
I
Mist.
would say that this Starry is. Here's your rushing yards.
I get some more, man.
Starry is an
Still
8.5 out
negative.
of 10. It's a little worse. It's a little thicker. It's a little sweeter. It's a little not as crisp.
8.5.
But it's also lemon lime soda, and it doesn't taste any different.
Fine.
Like you're
I
not.
don't taste a lot of difference. The only difference I tasted was the carbonation. Once I felt more carbonation in this one, I went that one Sprite. You guys ever done the Sprite challenge and try to drink 20-ounce Sprite without burping?
That's what I'm doing right now.
It's difficult. It hurts.
Bro,
Yeah.
okay, Nate, you want to dog on Sierra Mist?
Yes.
What better?
7-Up.
If you say anything, I'm going to
7
say
Up.
because I don't have the option of getting a Sprite.
No. I'm gonna say what? Okay, so Sprite's number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
What lemon lime soda after Sprite is better than Sierra Mist?
7 Up.
7-Up.
Oh my God, 7-Up's disgusting.
7-Up's on the same level as Sprite almost. to me,
Oh
like.
my God, 7-Up is terrible.
I would put Aldi's brand, like Big K lemon lime soda, any lemon lime soda over Sierra Mist.
no
For real.
a lot of Sierra Mist
fucking
hate.
way.
100%.
Oh,
No.
100%.
No.
It's just way too sweet.
They have all those generic lemon lime sodas are the ones that taste like they have the fake sugar in them way more than Sierra Mist. I always felt like Sierra Mist was about as close as you could get to Sprite without
No.
being Sprite, even though it wasn't
I thought
nearly
so,
as good.
too.
And this tastes like generic bullshit.
They messed it up, huh?
Absolutely.
What's your grade,
I would have
Greggy?
gave like Sierra Mist at least a 7 out of 10 if Sprite's a 10 out of 10, but this is like a 4, bro.
Whoa!
This is not good.
It's been told. Greggy's not impressed. Eric, what'd you get for a grade?
If Sierra or Sprite's a 10, I mean, I don't notice a lot of difference in the taste, like I said. But one thing I'm starting to notice, did you pour these out of bottles?
Yeah.
Why does it taste like I'm drinking this out of a can? The Starry tastes like I'm drinking it out of a can. Like that can pop has a different taste.
I
It's got
love
that
can
weird,
pop.
I don't know. It's just got that weird thing. It tastes like
It's
I'm
Nate
drinking
in
this
high
out of a
school.
can.
Nate can pop.
I like can pop. I'm just saying, like, I prefer a Pepsi out of a can over any other pop.
Hey guys, I like can pop.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh man, Pepsi
I
on
like me some
can.
can pop. Oh, speaking of pop, boy, he just got lit up.
He was looking to run that too.
Speaking of pop,
That's -4 rushing
He's
yards.
already.
That's -4 rush.
Even after that rush, he's in the. He was -20 before that rush because of all these sacks he's taking.
Woof.
Oh,
slipped.
just a slip too.
That was designed, so that gives me a little hope. Let's get a little more.
So,
though.
Eric, what was your grade again?
For Starry, I guess.
Starry.
7.5,
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I don't
All
taste
right.
a lot of difference. I like the carbonation taste in the Sprite more, though.
Fair
I
enough.
bet, yeah, Starry goes flat quick, just like Sierra Mist.
Just like Sierra Mist. I will say, Sierra Mist had its place, and that is the place where you can't get Sprite. That's pretty much where its place was, Like when you
Sprite
go to
sold
Taco
out?
Bell
All
and you're
right.
like, I want a Sprite, but I guess I'll just have a Sierra Mist instead. And then you just pick Mountain Dew because, everybody wants Baja Blast at Taco Bell. So come on. So we have the Cheetos flavored or the street corn flavored Cheetos. We've tested those. Give your grade.
I gave mine 9.2.
9.2. That is lofty. That means like every other chip.
Starving, man.
That means like all the other chips in your life.
I mean, that's just my knee jerk reaction. It was delicious.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I thought they were really good.
But like Zach said, I can see them getting old quick. Like that flavor burst that you get after so long when it's already in your mouth. Not such a burst anymore, maybe.
If you haven't had them,
It's not going to burst in your mouth after a while.
oh well. If you haven't had them in a while, I feel like that'll raise them up. So it's definitely on like